Hi, welcome to AllBrands After Hours. Me, your host, Courtney Douthat. Welcome to the show where we hang out and craft together. Today we're using our Brother ScanNCut and our Brother Aveneer to make some adorable Easter treat bags. Let's do this. So we're continuing our series that we have been doing on this channel where I've been using shapes inside the machine and scrap fabric to help make things for Easter. So I want to make some fun little Easter treat bags to be able to give to my son's class for Easter that are reusable. So it's not just something they can throw away. Hopefully their parents keep them and keep reusing them. I know I do. So this one that I want to make is actually a really cute little carrot. Now I've seen your comments. I've seen a couple of your comments and messages saying, hey Courtney, could you make these little cute treat bags? I'm seeing some fabric little treat bags online and I want to learn how to make them. And I've seen some tutorials, but none with my ScanNCut. So I'm here today to help you do that. This one we're going to make is a little carrot treat bag. So what you need is two different fabrics. I'm going to use a green, of course, for the leafy part of my carrot, and then a little cute orange that really does look like a carrot. It's giving carrot in a weird way. I never thought I'd say that about a fabric, but it does. So let's jump into our machine and get our design. Alrighty, so I'm going to go to pattern, into the shapes, and we're going to build our carrot. I know that sounds weird. Never thought I'd have to say that. But let's go down and we're going to come down until we get to the triangles, which is right here. I'm going to select this first triangle right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to make the height of that carrot to be about a 6-inch. So we're going to up the height by selecting the plus until we get to the 6-inch. Now if you notice that width is also changing, and that's fine. For right now, it can change. I don't care. But I want to make sure that that height is a 6 because that's very important for me. Alrighty, now I'm going to hit this button right here. This is going to allow me to change my height without my width changing and vice versa. So I'm going to select that one and I'm going to change my width into a 7-inch. Alright, that looks perfect for me. Love that. Alright, so now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and hit set. Alright, gorgeous. Now, just for our brain's sake, I am going to hit edit, object edit, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees twice, so that way it's this way. Alright, gorgeous. Love this. So let's go ahead and hit OK. OK again. And for my carrot pattern, I actually need an additional part on the top. So what I'm going to do is hit OK, and I'm going to go back to add pattern into my shapes, and I'm going to grab a square. Now for this square needs to be the same width, so that would have been the 7 inches. So we're going to go ahead again, lock it, and then up that to 7 inches. Oh, there we go. Gorgeous. And we want the height to be 1 inch. So I'm going to decrease that size to 1 inch. Oh, there it goes. And she wants to jump so fast. Fantastic. All right, let's hit set. All right, and now we have both of our pieces. So I'm going to bring my piece, well, it's a rectangle now, over to where my carrot top is. And I'm just going to lay them where they're touching a little bit. Now I'm going to come to edit, and I'm going to come to my grouping tools, which are these 3 squares right here. So, or selection tools. I'm going to select everything, hit OK, object edit, and then I'm going to come to my alignment tools, which are right here, because I want to make sure I've lined these up. Now, am I good at eyeballing? No. So the alignment tools are very handy. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I'm aligning up and down, which is this one right here. And then I want to go ahead and I'm going to align to one side. Courtney, why are we doing that? Just to make sure everything's touching. All right, let's hit OK. Now that we've done that, what I want to do is I'm actually going to hit OK. I'm going to come to the selector tools, and I'm going to deselect everything on here and hit OK. Now I'm going to hit the move it tool right here, and I'm just going to move it down just 2 smidge because I would like some overlap. Courtney, why do we want overlap? Once I go back and select everything, I can now wield them together to be one design, which is what I want. So object edit, and this tool right here is going to make it one solid design. And it's going to wield everything together as one. How cool is that? Now it's saying, hey, once you do that, you can't go back. But now everything will be one solid piece. How neat is that? All right, so let's hit okay. And now I've made my shape that I need for our design. How amazing is that? I love this tool. All right, so how cool is that? All right, so let's get our mat ready. Now, since I am using up scraps, I only have this long piece. So if I had had a big 12 by 12 piece, I could have actually fit 2 on there and just rotated the other one to be the other way. But since I am using up scraps, I only have 1 piece. And so this is untreated cotton fabric, nothing special about it. I'm just gonna go ahead and lay that on my mat. I do need to cut this fabric because it's a little long for what I wanna do. Okay, put that to the side because I will need another piece to do my other part. All right, gorgeous. So we've put our fabric on here. Now to be able to cut this out, I could use a number of blades. I could use my thin fabric blade if I wanted to, or I could use my rotary blade. Oh, there she is. I was like, I knew she wasn't far. Whichever you prefer. For this, it's something simple, so I'm just gonna use my thin fabric blade, so the tan one. All right, there we go. Fabric on, let's load our mat. All right, so let's hit okay. Okay again, it's that triple okay. Please select, and we want to cut. All right, now since I did vinyl last on my machine, half cut is on, and I need to turn that off. So I'm gonna go to my wrench icon, scroll down 1, and turn half cut off. Half cut is whenever you do vinyl. All right, everything looks great. Let's go ahead and hit start. All right, here she comes, and yes, I have a lot of gunk on my mat. No judging, okay? Up close camera. We're gonna be friendly to Courtney. All right, here she comes. She's gonna go down and test. And then she's off to the races. Perfect. So good. All right, let's unload. All right, so here she is. Let's go ahead and take the outside. So good. That's so good. And I keep these bits, okay? Because I can keep using them. All right, take my spatula tool because this is untreated fabric on a sticky fabric mat, so. There it goes. All right, so there's our first one. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down my next piece right where that one was and just hit start again. Again, if I had a bigger piece of fabric, then I could have just cut them up at the same time, but I am using up scraps. All right, hit okay. Please select we want to cut. Gorgeous, and hit start. Alrighty, so we've got our other side of our carrot. There we go. Haha. It's so good. Oh, okay, it's my favorite part. It never gets old, guys. Never gets old. All right, again, get it off our mat. All right, so we've got both sides of our carrot, so the front and the back now. And I had a piece of fabric that was already from a previous project that kind of looked like a leafy part of a carrot to me. And it was roughly about the size that I needed, which would be a 6x7. So just a 6x7 rectangle right here is all we need for the top part of our carrot. Now, could I have had my ScanNCut cut out a 6x7 piece? Absolutely. All I would have to do is bring in a rectangle and then have it be a 6x7 and have it cut out just like how I did for my carrots. So let's go ahead and we're gonna lay all of our pieces out. Oh, I love this. All right, so the first thing that we wanna do is we wanna take one side of our carrot right here and we wanna lay one side of our leaf right sides together, but making it to where the top part, let me flip it here, the top parts line up with each other, and since they're both 7 inches at the top, they should line up perfectly like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sew up with a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way on the top of this carrot, making it boop, 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 one piece. So let's go ahead and jump over to our Aveneer to be able to sew this together. Alrighty, so right sides together right here with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm going to shift my fabric. There we go. if you want to press this open, you absolutely can, just to give it a nice little line. All right, and we're going to do that with the next one as well. So right sides together. Go. Fantastic. So now that we have both of these, there we go. Again, you can press them open. I'm just going to finger press real quick. And I'm going to put both right sides together of my carrot to line them up like this. And then I'm going to go ahead and stitch around all the way at the top, all the way down my carrot right here, and up again to the top, leaving this part open to make a pocket. So we're going to go all the way, technically around 3 sides of it, all the way around, but not to that top part. And again, if you want to clip these to make sure that your carrots match up in the perfect little area right there, you absolutely could. There we go. And turn. So when I get to a point, I'm keeping that needle down, raising that foot, and then that way I can get a nice crisp edge, which is fantastic. Alrighty, so again, we've gone all the way around, leaving that top part open. So now we're going to make the pocket. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip this where the outside now reaches down, and we're going to get it pretty close to the bottom of where the green is. Okay, so we've now flipped it, so they're wrong sides together now, like this. So you see that there's a little bit of that inside fabric, as you would say, in there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take off my embroidery arm, because I usually leave my embroidery arm on my machine because I can sew with it and it's like an extension table. It's fantastic. But I want to get to this free arm right here of my embroidery machine, because that way it's easier for me to sew inside my carrot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this off. Alrighty, so now we've got our free arm on there. And I need to go ahead and put this in, because what I'm going to do is create channels for my ribbon to go through. So the ribbon, I have 2 of them, are going to go through there, and that's how I'm going to be able to stitch in my bag. So I need to sew 2 lines to create that channel, and then we'll open it up with the seam ripper. Now my bag is a little small to be able to put all the way over here. I wouldn't be able to reach, because you know it does go down in that area, but it's still nice to be able to take off and have that free arm there, so I have less that I need to worry about maneuvering around. So I do still like to take it off. Alright, I'm stopping every once in a while to readjust everything. Alright, we're going to back stitch just a little bit, cut that stitch. Alright, so now we've gone around, there we go, one time all the way around, so we have the pretty little stitch. I'm going to go ahead and flip it right sides out, Poke out my end. There we go. Oh, so cute. Oh, that's cute. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go around again because I want to make that channel. I just find it's easier to watch it from the top. So if you want to do it from the bottom, you absolutely can, but I am just going to do it from the top. There you go, and I'm making sure that it is going to be wide enough for my ribbon again to go through. It's a pretty chunkier ribbon. Here we go. Back stitch. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit so I can go ahead and connect these ends. There we go, all the way across, and then back stitch. Fantastic. Cut my stitch. There she goes. All right, so now, let me go ahead and flip this right. There we go. So now we've got two lines. We've got that line, don't judge my stitches, and that line. Alrighty, so let's take it. So we're going to go to the side, and I've got a seam ripper here, and I'm just going to find my seams of my bag where I originally stitched that fabric together on the sides. There it goes. And just go boop, and then that way it opens up the side right here. So I'm not cutting the fabric, I'm just opening up just that seam. And since we've stitched right here and made that channel, it won't open up all the way down my bag. It's just gonna open up right here. So all right, we've got one area open. Fantastic. Let's flip it to the other side and open this side. I know this feels very wrong doing that. You're like, no, I've stitched all this beautiful thing together. I don't want to do that. It's totally fine. All right, so we've got both sides open, so now we have a channel on both sides. All right, so I have my ribbon here, and I actually cut it a little bit long. I think mine's a 12-inch right now. So usually I use a safety pin. I cannot find a safety pin. So what I do have is a paper clip. So I'm going to take the paper clip, and I'm just going to stab the end of my ribbon here, like that, and then just kind of put it to the back. All right, so I'm going to take the paper clip. Now I've already done one side. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start on this side, and I'm going to run it through one of the channels on one side and then loop it around and run it through the other channel. And then that way I can tie it off together. So whenever I want to close my bag, boop, like that. So let's go ahead and we're going to go to this one, put it through the opening, like that, and then just go ahead and weave it all the way through. Go ahead and pull a little bit through, but still keeping a good bit over there because I don't want to accidentally pull it all the way through. I've done that before. Okay, and then go ahead and go through the other channel. All right, there's the other end, ready to poke out. There it is. All right. I can go ahead and take the paper clip off. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and straighten this out. I can go ahead and put a knot on this side, but I am going to link them up a little bit better. There we go. There we go. Cute. All right, so I'm just going to tie this end together, and then that way it doesn't accidentally slip back into the channel, and then we're not able to open and close our bag. So there we go. And I do like to trim off the ends, and then that way they're cute and they don't have that hole where I put the paper clip through. All right, how stinking cute is this little bag? Oh, I love it. Okay, ready? That is so cute. So now we have a cute little drawstring bag. You could make the colors of the ribbon any color that you want. I could have done it green so it's kept with it, but I feel like if I have 4 sons, if I can add pink anytime in my life, I'm gonna add the pink. So very, very cute. And now we can fill it full of jelly beans and candy or anything like that, or any treats that we have, and it's ready. So I am making I'm making like 26 of them for my son's class, and that is going to be his little gift to them, is these little cute bags, because they're so easy to make. They're absolutely easy to make, and with my ScanNCut, I can just cut out a bunch of them at once, and I'm going to make these out of all of my scrap orange and green fabric. So they're all going to look different, and I am going to put a little tag that says from him to them, Happy Easter. So let me know down in the comments below, are you making this adorable little Easter bag? And if you are, please join our Facebook group of Brother ScanNCut with AllBrands After Hours. You guys can post pictures on there and I can see your stuff. So definitely post one if you do. So let me know down in the comments, are you making this adorable bag? And don't forget that the Brother ScanNCut is available on our website, allbrands.com. And if you're near one of any of our 8 retail stores, 8 retail stores, we have the Brother Aveneer, or the equivalent Baby Lock version, because we are a Baby Lock dealer in our Austin location. But if you are near any of those stores, definitely come in. Come hang out with us. We're a ball. Thank you to everyone that joined me at AllBrands Academy this past weekend. I had a ball. I'm just getting my voice back. So we had a lot of fun, and you guys said you want us to come back and do more academies in the other locations, and we will absolutely do that. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Make sure you join us next week. We're doing even more Easter projects, so make sure you come back next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because the easiest way to let us know that you guys want more of these videos. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all. So cute. All right, testing. 1, 2, 3. Are the camera angles working? Yes. Yes. Wait a minute. Oh, that needs to pull back a little bit. maybe pull back just a tad. I got a lot of hair. Ugh. Love it, love it. Gorgeous, beautiful. Let's do this. Today we're using our Brother ScanNCut and our Brother Aveneer to make some adorable little Easter bags, totes. What would you call this? Bag? Fillers? I don't know what you would call this. What would you call this? To make some really cool things to put in the Easter basket, if there's any children watching. But you know, to fill things